Hello and welcome to the Momshes podcast. My name is Paola Sur and I'm your host. Let's talk about motherhood, anxiety, and facing our own monsters. Based on my book, The Anxious Mom Manifesto, we are going to talk about anxiety, encouraging an open conversation about mental health and motherhood. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the episode 3 of this podcast. I am Paola Sur, your host, and today I'm going to talk about the power of words, which is very important for me, not only because I'm a writer, but because, words have played a big key part on my recovering about anxiety and also like through all my life words have been very, very important for every decision, for every step I make. I think words, the words that you say, the words that you receive uh, to yourself and to others have a big, big energy and a big, big impact in your life. So, what I'm going to do here today is take you kind of behind the scenes about the 18 rules that I created, the 18 sentences, words that became my mantras and helped me through my journey on the discovering methods and things that helped me in my mental health and in mastering anxiety. Those 18 sentences became the map of my book, The Anxious Mom Manifesto. And as every manifesto, those are declarations that you take and you own and you start living by them and they help you. And I want to take you behind the scenes how I came up with that and how this became what like so important and became a book. So here's what happened. One day, I was walking in Target, I saw this wall art with the house rules. You have seen those in all these stores. And it's like behave, say love, hug each other, all these kind of things. And I bought it. I put it in one of the walls in my house and I was looking at it every day and I'm like teaching my kids every day, like, look, these are the rules. And then that stuck in my head, this is meaningful, this is important, to see those sentences. And one morning I decided, okay, I'm going to write my own rules, my own things, so I can remember what I have learned through these years of battling anxiety and how uh, I became better and better. So I wrote them down, and I started reading them every single day. And whenever I felt a little sad or a little off, I came back to those sentences to regain power. And one day I just started writing. Uh, After I read one of the sentences, I start writing an entire blog post about it, and that's how it started. In my book, I will take you through each sentence, and I'll put the sentence up, and I'm gonna read the sentences in a little bit. But I put the sentence as the beginning of the chapter, and then I use one example, one experience that relate to that sentence and what did I learn. And at the end of the chapter, each chapter, you will find lessons and tips all related to what that one sentence of the chapter. And as I said before, there are 18 declarations of this manifesto, and what I'm going to do today is read them and explain to you very briefly each of them, and you can use them and you can write it down. And whenever you get my book on hand, you will have them for life, and you will have all my experiences and explanations and lessons and everything, and you can use them as they fit to you, And that's what my main idea with this manifesto. So here we go. The first one: anxiety doesn't make you a bad mom. What I wanted to express with that is like sometimes anxiety makes you feel so guilty, and you make bad decisions all the time. You know, you're not perfect, but when you have anxiety, you start thinking that it makes you the most horrible mom in the world. But this sentence helped me to understand that I'm not. I'm just human. I make mistakes, and I move forward. That's it. The second one: you have the power to give the toxic or healing value to those around you. This is very important because you can control what you feel, what you think, what you say to others, but you cannot control what others say or think about you. That's not your problem. That's not your responsibility. And you have nothing to do with that. People talk about you, people have perceptions about you, and that's something that you cannot handle. But what you can control is how you react, how you take those things, and just learn to keep what is valuable to you, and learn to just put the other stuff in the trash, like things that are toxic. But you give those, you give the value to those things, and you are the one responsible for how you react. But you have no responsibility of what other people think or say. The third one: nurture your mind, body, and soul. This was very important for me because you tend to take care of one of the three, but not the whole three around at the same time. And I believe this is a mistake. I believe that the three things need to be aligned. You need to feel that you're taking care of the three things, and all three are important. Not just your body, not just your mind apart, not just your soul, but the three of them are making who you are. And if one of them are not balanced, then the other two might start feeling that, and that's when things start, you know, uh, you start feeling bad about something, either health wise or mental wise or even in your soul. Like the three of them need to be aligned, and that's what I want to talk to you in the chapter when you get chance to read it. Is that everything, every single thing you do, every decision, everything you consume, food wise or books or whatever you listen or whoever you speak to, or uh, your set of beliefs that make and make who you are, everything has a connection through your mind, body, and soul, and you have to take care of the three of them. The fourth one: nobody is going to rescue you. You have to be your own hero. This is very important too. I mean, all of them are important. But what I realized in my battling with anxiety was that sometimes you want to play that role of the damsel in distress, and you do it not on purpose. It's just something that is, you feel helpless and you feel like you need somebody that comes and rescue you from that mental state, and nobody's gonna do that. You need to do the work. If you want to recover from something, uh, you are the one who needs to do the work. Yes, you're gonna have help, you're gonna have um, inspiration, you're gonna have support, you can have all a group of people trying to help you, but you are the one that needs to make the decision and needs to wake up every day and show up with the stuff you need to to do to achieve whatever you want to achieve. You have to be your own hero. You can have sidekicks, like Robin or Chewbacca, but you are the hero. So you need to own that. The next one: use the resources that work better for you. Uh, this is uh, about, you know, there are things that fulfill you and not fulfill others, or vice versa. The same happen when you find things that work for you in order to feel better. What works for another person might not work for you. And you cannot feel that frustration, and it happens in every subject in life because you tend to compare to one another. And what happens is that we are all different. We behave different. We came from different backgrounds. We came from different families. You cannot compare to one another like that and try to think, oh, why I am doing the same things that that person is doing, but why they are not working for me? What that thing is not working is the same thing. Well, maybe it's because you are different and you need to find what works for you, what fulfills you, what are your goals, what are your uh, things that will make you you and happy, not what make others happy. So find those resources and use them. The sixth one is, I think, one of my favorites is just breathe. And you know, everybody tells you that when you are anxious, but you tend to forget, in a moment when you are having a panic attack, when you have anxiety, you forget how to breathe. You are there and you start hyperventilating and you feel dizzy and you cannot breathe and you feel this pressure in your chest and you forget. What I started doing it was I put that sentence everywhere in post-it notes. Everywhere. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. And to it helped me to be reminded that I just need to calm down and breathe. Breathing techniques. You can find breathing techniques everywhere. Go to YouTube right now and put breathing techniques. And you will find one that suits you. I found one that I practice is the 4-4-4 method. You breathe in, counting to four, then you hold it to four, and then uh, breathe out, counting to four, and repeat and repeat. That's what I use. But there are a lot of breathing techniques, and just breathe. That sentence is uh, everywhere. I have it everywhere. Um, Later, I will tell you where you can find these sentences as well, especially this one, so you can have it and see it. The next one, you are stronger than you believe. That's another thing you tend to forget when you have anxiety or any mental health issue because people tell you you're weak because you have this. Then you believe it, that you're weak because you cannot handle certain things like other people do. So you start believing that you are weak, and that creates you to to behave like that, to be, oh, I cannot recover from this, or I can this is too hard, this is impossible. But you will realize in time that having anxiety or having a mental health issue actually makes you so strong because you have that uh, thrive in you. Every time you have a panic attack or every time you recover from something like that, and then you realize all the energy you put into, and you are so strong, and you don't believe it, but you have to. And that's what this sentence means, that no matter how sick you feel or how bad you feel about yourself or how bad is the panic attack or the anxiety you're feeling, when you remember that you're strong, that power comes out, and it will come out uh, every single time. So don't give up on that. The next one, take it one day at a time. I learned that very in a very very hard way because of course as a writer I'm wandering all the time. I'm a time traveler, I tend to think about the past a lot or go way back, way there into the future. And that is one of the things that can create more anxiety to you because uh, you get stuck in those times that are not there. But when you start living one day at a time, uh, I think it's hard to live that way, You, of course, you're gonna have moments that you get stuck in past things, or you go way to into the future thinking about what's gonna happen. But the more you practice the take it one day at a time, the more mindful, the more calm you're gonna get. So that's how I see it. The next one is learn from your good days. Of course, like in everything, in every journey, you're gonna have those shiny, sunny days, the days that you feel great, the days that you don't have a panic attack, the days that everything's going smoothly. Just learn and take advantage of those days and treasure them. There are lessons behind those days, and then you can use them. And that's when my next sentence comes. It is respect your bad days. So as you enjoy your good days and learn from your good days, you inevitably gonna have bad days. You inevitably gonna have those days where nothing goes right, where things are like you can try every method, every single thing possible, and it's just a very crappy day. You cannot do anything about that. That will happen. And those days are also very valuable. You need to respect what you're feeling and don't pretend that, okay, I know this all positive talking around and everybody trying to motivate you and yeah, living la la land every day. No, you cannot do that. There are days that are gonna be very bad, but you need to take them as lessons. You need to uh, learn to, after those bad days happen, reflect on them. You respect what you feel. The bad feelings teach you a lot of things. Pain teaches you a lot of things. Fear teaches you a lot of things. But you just need to collect that information. So in later days, you will know how to come back to a calmer state. And in my book, I explain situations that I have done that, and situations where my days were like really bad, very dark, and how you can come back to a lighter state of mind. You have to be careful when you are stuck in those bad days, and learn with those things that you learn, that you collect, with all that information that you collect, learn how to come back to your lighter days. The 11th one is forgive and forget. This one is not about, and it's not particularly directed to people, or when you have issues with other people, and forgive them and forget about it. No, it's more about the feeling. You need to forgive yourself and forgive others, but also forget about that nasty sensation that bad situations leave. Of course, you're not gonna forget about what happened, but when you forget about the feelings, the negative emotion, and the grudges, you're gonna be lighter. You're gonna travel lighter, and that's what it's all about. When you forgive, you need to be willing to forget whatever grudge you're holding on to, because that's what will help you move on when you're in a position of uh, big anxiety about something. People hurt each other, or situations hurt you or hurt others. Sometimes you are the person causing pain, or sometimes you're receiving the pain. But this will help you to move on, to let go, which is an art, the art of letting go. Okay, moving on. The next sentence is may your love and compassion be stronger than your fears. I have talked about before about what fear is, like a red flag that is it's telling you need to act on something. And in this sentence and in this chapter, what I talk about is how you can replace that whenever you feel that red flag, of fear, how can you put love instead? And it will shift the perception of what you're feeling. And if you let love replace that, you're gonna be more proactive, you're gonna act on things easily. Of course you're gonna start like keep feeling fears. It's something that human it's human. But when your love and compassion for yourself and others is bigger than that fears, that's when you jump, and that's when you can create the best things in the world, the best things in your world. The next one, don't give in to judgments. And as moms, you you know these judgmental circles of moms are there. You participate in judgments too. You are subject of judgments. But um, you need to learn that those that like the, judging somebody, or whenever somebody judges you, it's kind of like a mirror, like a reflection, like that person that is judging you is actually coming from a fear state, and maybe judging herself, but direct that judgment to you because it's easier, to blame others or to put bad stuff on other people than in yourself. And when you do that, you have to analyze the same thing. Like when you judge another person or something, a situation, you need to stop and think, maybe it's something that I have to fix on myself. So that's what I mean with this sentence. 14. Be aware that you don't need validation. And we live in a world where everything is about likes, about how many friends you have in Facebook, how many followers you have, and it's something scary, not only for us, but like for the generations that are coming. Like it's something that scares me with my kids because we didn't live with that, in the world of likes and validation, and now it's all about that. So when you remember that you don't need that, you live half of your life without that, and you are fine. So you're gonna be okay, and you have to just try to be the most authentic self and forget about that validation, that you know hunger for validation that everybody is trying to seek right now. The next sentence: remember that motherhood is not a competition. Um, I have a chapter. I think it's this chapter in the book when I use this sentence, and I compare the mom wars to Game of Thrones, and I call it Game of Moms. It is like houses of moms competing between each other to, oh, who is the best house. Working moms, stay-at-home moms, divorced moms, happily married moms. I mean, there are tons of categories in there, and they are all competing between each other without realizing that we are all in the same, probably not in the same boat, but in the same ocean. We cannot compete with each other. We need to support each other, and I think that's the most. This is what I advocate the most with all what I do, is to try to not compare, like it's, oh, my kids are better because they do this, they are in this sport, and they are doing this, and I'm a better mom because I cook organic and you don't. And each mom is so different, each family is so different. We just need to support each other and stop, like, that competition between moms creates so much anxiety that is ridiculous. It has to stop. That's what that sentence means. 16. Take care of yourself. Be aware of your needs. There's a lot of talk about self care nowadays. Like everybody's trying to tell you, oh, do self care. Even I do it. I recently sent an email about giving you some love. But self care is so unique to each person. So just analyze what are your needs. What do you need to be fulfilled and to be taken care of? Like something that is in you that you need to take care and be unapologetic about it. You don't need to give explanations of what you need to take care in your life to feel better, to feel good about yourself. Uh, Sometimes, I'm the kind of person that doesn't wear makeup, and some people look at me and like, why you don't wear makeup? You are not taking care of yourself. I'm like, well, that is not self care for me. And yes, of course, I do wear makeup sometimes, but it's just a little example I'm giving. Or some people use exercise for self care, or other people use shopping or whatever it is. It has to be just fulfillment for you, not for the rest of the world. So what are your needs? Take care of your needs. Educate yourself and others about anxiety as much as you can. That's the next sentence. That sentence, it's very valuable because you need to learn about anxiety in order to know how to battle that fight, and in order to explain others and to end the stigma about anxiety or mental health. So read a lot, and that's what I would advocate, and that's why I wrote this book in the first place. So people can know about these subjects because people don't talk about them and people don't know. So the more you talk, the more you read and explain others and try to spread the messages, the better for everybody. And last but not least, make your anxiety monster a life master. So this is the whole premise of my book, 18 lessons to control your anxiety master. But at the end, what those lessons, 18 sentences, helped me to do was to understand that anxiety is a teacher. It comes to your life to teach you valuable lessons for life that you can use in other aspects of your life. When you realize that anxiety is that master and you can master the master, your life gonna be great, even with anxiety and all. This is something that you don't need to be ashamed of, or put yourself down because you have this. You can learn from it and learn a lot and use it in your favor. And uh, that's why I wrote the book. And what I want to ask you now, aside from like, please subscribe to my channel here in YouTube, or if you're in SoundCloud or in another platforms, just keep listening to my episodes. And if you go to my website, momshots.com, you can find these 18 sentences as inspirational affirmations for moms. You can get them there, print them out, put them around, or put them in your in a notebook or in your diary, in your journal. Or also, I have the Just Breathe wallpaper for you to download it. It's free. You can put it on your computer, in your phone, and it will remind you to breathe every time you need it. Of course, you have your watch is always telling you breathe, breathe, but I like this wallpaper that we created at momshots.com. And you can also have these sentences for you to just take them uh, and own them, as I did. So go to my website, momshots.com, get them now, and get the book, and you will know. I'm gonna take you through all these sentences and give you examples, clear examples and situations when anxiety overcame me, and when I use these sentences for the lessons that helped me. And that's what I'm leaving you today with. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope I get better at this podcasting. I'm trying to do my best. And all I want is to spread messages of inspiration and positivity and love for everybody. And just again, letting you know that you're not alone in this fight with anxiety, and that I'm here for you. So subscribe to my channel, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next episode. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.